Hey guys, welcome back to another deck profile. We just got done finishing up with Yugioh, so it's going to be in the editing and the works. But I wanted to touch on a deck that I've been really interested in ever since I heard of its reveal, and that is Virtual World. It just took first place in an online tournament from what I understand. I was still learning it at the time. I feel like I'm pretty confident with using this deck, so I can't wait to show you guys what I can do, but I've already made a deck profile. This is currently what I want to run with them. Let's go ahead and get started. We have 2 copies in Nibiru, 1 copy True King Lethogasm the Disaster. This one you don't see too much in deck profiles, but I personally would love to. I'm going to run this card. If this card is in your hand, you can destroy 2 other monsters from your hand and or face-up field, including an Earth monster. You need to do special summon this card. When you do that, and both show monsters were Earth, you can look at your opponent's extra deck and banish up to 3 monsters with different names. If this card is destroyed by a card effect, you can special summon 1 non-Earth worm monster from your graveyard. This is very helpful, as not only do some of our cards are Earth, such as Lilith and Yugioh, but the ability to just look at your opponent's extra deck and remove whatever you need is a very valuable resource. You can take out their Linkross, you can take out their Hyperfabrax, you can take out Savage Dragon, you can take out whatever you need and just remove it from them, make them no longer have that resource. Triple copies of Lili. If this card is in your hand, you can target 1 Virtual World card you control and send 1 Virtual World card of a different type, monster, spell, or trap, from deck to graveyard. If you do special summon this card, then you can send 1 Virtual World card of a 3rd type from your deck to the graveyard. For the rest of this turn, you can only special summon level or rank 3 or higher monsters. That is the general cost of this entire archetype. For this turn, you can only special summon level or rank 3 or higher monsters, which, I mean, that's just a joke, but let's continue. Triple copies of Lao. 2 cards in your hand, you target 1 Virtual World card you control, send 1 Virtual World card of a different type, monster, spell, or trap, from your deck to the graveyard, and do special summon this card. Then you special summon 1 Virtual World monster from your graveyard in defense, but with a different name than the card sent to the graveyard, but negate its effects. And then, of course, rest turn. Triple copies of Lulu. This is the most broken card in the entire deck. If this card is in your hand, you can target 1 Virtual World card you control, send 1 Virtual World card of different type, monster, spell, or trap, from deck to the graveyard. If you do special summon this card, then just simply add 1 Virtual World card of a 3rd type from your deck to your hand, except Lulu. That is just, that's a free +1 if I'm doing the one. Depending on what you send, that's a free +1 off of Lulu, and a free body on board. Triple copies of Nine. This one doesn't actually have the first effect of targeting a Virtual World card and then sending 1 from deck to graveyard. Rather, a level 3 monster or monsters is no more special summon to your field while this card is in your graveyard, except during damage step. You special summon this card as a tuner banishment leaves the field. Then, if this card is banished, you can target 1 of your other banished Virtual World cards and put it back into the deck. 1 copy of Danger Snake. I'm never going to try to pronounce that name. Triple copies of Yugioh. If this card is in your hand, you can target 1 Virtual World card you control, send 1 Virtual World card of a different type, monster, spell, trap, from your deck graveyard. You do special card, then during the end phase of the turn, you can add 1 Virtual World card from your graveyard to your hand. Double copies of Psychic Wielder. Basically, if I control a level 3 monster other than Psychic Wielder, I special summon this in defense. It's kind of a free extension, but if this card is used as single material, you can target 1 monster field with attack less than the attack of the single monster, and then destroy it. 1 copy of Jackalope. Triple copies of Beast of the Pharaoh. I really hope I can show you the little busted hand loop that I kind of discovered with using this deck. But in short, this card sent to the graveyard for a single summon. You can target 1 level 4 lower zombie monster in the graveyard to special summon that target. This is level 4 lower, and this is a zombie monster. This is also not once per turn. You probably already understand where I'm getting at with this. Triple copies of Kowloon. This is the best normal spell. Well, this is our only normal spell, but this is probably one of the best normal spells I've ever seen within a archetype. Place 1 Virtual World Gate from your deck to your hand, from your deck face up in spell and trap zone. Then you apply the following effects in sequence based on the number of Virtual World Gate cards you control. At 2, all virtual monsters you control gain 200 attack this turn. Here, let's actually. Okay, let's get the full name, just so I can kind of read it off a little better for you guys. At 3, send top 3 cards from your deck to the graveyard, and at 4, you special summon up to 4 Virtual World monsters with different names from your extra deck. That one isn't, you're not going to really use those effects too often. However, it's a really good startup. It can immediately get you our one interruption, which is Shuji. triple copies of Powder Desires, double copies of Foolish Burial Goods, one copy of Emergency Teleport, special one level 3 or lower psychic type monster from your hand or deck, banish it during the end phase of this turn. Level 3, level 3, level 3. Triple copies of Virtual Weight King Long. You can banish one Virtual World card from your graveyard, then target one face-up monster in the field, negate its effects until the end of this turn, even this card leaves field. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add one Virtual World monster from your deck to your hand, then send one card from your hand to the graveyard. You can only use each effect of Qinlong once per turn. It's mostly the grave effect we're going to be using, but overall it's a really good spell. Then triple copies of Yugioh. You can target one face-up card in the field, shuffle two of your banished Virtual World cards from different names from each other into the deck, then destroy that card. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target one virtual monster you control, increase or decrease its level/rank by 3 until the end of this turn. Very good for helping us out with synchro plays. Let's get into our extra deck. Shout out back to my Math Mech deck. We have Final Sigma in here because we're not going to use the extra deck, the extra monster zone with too often. So let's go ahead and just use Final Sigma. One copy of XX Saber Golems. You can tribute one X Saber monster to discard one random card in your opponent's hand. One copy of Shen, our boss monster. Any card sent from the fields of the graveyard is banished instead. Already a walking macrocosmos. You will use each of the following effects of Shen once per turn. When your monster declares an attack, you can return one banished monster to the owner's graveyard. And then the other effect, which is the most important one to me, during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish two other monsters from your graveyard with different original types and attributes from each other to special summon this card from the graveyard. We have multiple different attributes. We have Wind, Earth, Dark, and I think Light. Yep, Light right there. So we have the attributes to use. One copy of Vermilion Dragon Mech. This one's just kind of used to help destroy my opponent's board, and then if it's destroyed, get one of my banished tuners out of my hand. One copy of Ravenous Crocodon. Again, kind of just here to help us draw if we need it, and then if we do kind of synchro into it, we can just kind of use its effects over. Double copies of Cloud Castle. When this card is synchro summoned, you can target one level 9 monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. Level 8 or lower monsters cannot attack the turn they're normal or special summoned. Nothing too extravagant, however, there's importance to this card. One copy of Yugioh. I'm probably saying these names horribly wrong. Cannot be destroyed without all card effects, while you have two or more monsters in your graveyard with the same original type and attribute, but different names. You can banish two monsters from your graveyard with the same original type and attribute with different names, then target one card on the field, send it to the graveyard. That is a that is a target non-destruction effect. Very powerful. One copy of Coral Dragon. Once turn, discard a card, then target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. This synchro summon card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can draw one card. Pretty simple effect. The reason this deck probably saw a lot of play, True King of All Calamities, I don't need to describe this card. I think it's very iconic. One copy of Phantom Fortress, Enter Blathnir. I'm hoping I said that right. Once turn, you can detach one material from this card, then activate one of the following effects. Banish one card from your opponent's controls, banish one random card from your opponent's hand, banish one card from your opponent's graveyard, or banish the top card of your opponent's deck. One copy of Photon Strike Bowser. It takes two level 6 monsters. Once per turn, during either player's turn, when a monster effect is activated in your opponent's side of the field, you can detach one XP material from this card, negate the effect, and if you do, inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. And negate and burn, relatively nice. One copy of Fanfan. It takes 2 plus level 6, and then once per turn, you can detach 2 materials from this card, and target one face-up card your opponent controls, and one card in either graveyard. Banish them. If this XP summon card is destroyed by power with opponent's attack monster or opponent's card effect while it's in the owner's monster zone, you can special summon 2 virtual monsters from the same type and attribute as each other from your deck, but it can only use effect once per turn. One copy of Long Long. It takes 2 plus level 3 monsters, same type and attribute. Your opponent can target this card with card effects while it has XP material. When your opponent activates the effect of a monster with an attribute that is not on their field while they control the face of a monster, you can detach 2 materials, negate the activation. That is a quick effect. And the card that I actually debated putting in Salads, but I didn't do it yet because I kind of focused on using just transcode, but numbered 75, Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. Once turn, when a monster activates effect, quick effect, detach materials of the card, the activation of that card effect, it becomes both players draw one card. You can target one other number X each monster you control, attach this card to its material, but we're not going to really use that effect, we have no need. But let's go ahead and get into battle, and let's see if I can show you the combo. Oh, and that's it. Things we have gotten full combo. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we're gonna go try this up. Activate this card's effect, target us, sending him off the grave. Adding ammo. Oh no, I take 400. Add G. Sending 9. Target us. Sending grave. Activate wild effect. Target us. Whatever I send doesn't matter. I guess that's the case. We'll send just so we get to make sure we have everything in grave. It's gonna activate. We're gonna get Lalo back. Go into the Beast of Pharaoh. Now let's do that. We're gonna go into our XC Golem, our new Lalo, and Beast of Pharaoh. Beast Pharaoh's effect is gonna activate. Targeting. That. Now we are gonna activate Nyan's effect. Special Nyan as a tuner. Activate XC Golem. Sweet, we remove their Korobane. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna go into the Castle. Now we're gonna trigger off Beast Pharaohs, while also triggering the Cloud Castle. Get both back. Execute Golem's gonna go off again. We're gonna go into another Cloud Castle. Because why not? These Cloud Castles gonna go off, get our Golem back. Beast Pharaoh's gonna go off. He's gonna come back. We're gonna move the third card from my hand. Another Korobane. Next, we're gonna go into Coral Dragon off 9/9 and Beast of Pharaoh. Now that we did that, Beast of Pharaoh's effect's gonna trigger. We're not gonna chain into Nyan. We're not gonna use back card effects. Just yet. Now we're gonna go into a True King of All Calamities for extra interruptions. Then go into a Shinshin of Coral Dragon and Pharaoh. Activate Coral Dragon's effect. Now we get a +1 cards. Let's draw. You're another 9. Alright. Go ahead and add something long. Oh, I could have popped on more. I could have gotten another level. Another. No. Favor, etc. After 1800. I won't get much off of it though. 58, 76. Yeah, I won't get much anyways. So we'll just go ahead and beat into my opponent now. We're gonna go ahead and put Nyan in the grave. Go ahead and deal extra damage. You do lose the interruption on Shushi, but however, it's not too needed as of right now. Let's add this back in. We have Lily, so it kinda doesn't need it. Activate Calamities, make everything divine. Nothing works. Oh no, we take 400. Let's see, how do I want to end this? I think I want to end this with a Final Sigma. Can I do that? Yes, I can. It was almost 2 pure beads, too. Wasn't a trap. Wasn't another WoW out. Why not? Sweet. Well, that's 12. Final Sigma. Activate this discard effect, target the other banish. No, yeah, put it back in there. Activate Yugioh's effect, targeting Lycrosis. We're gonna put back Quinlong and Lilac. Activate Yugioh's effect, target the gate. We will send... let's send Quinlong to the grave. Get out of G. Activate Lulu's effect. We'll just send another copy of Lulu. Get another trap to our hands. Okay, at this point, we're just going for slaughter. It's done. Banish it. We'll add another Lily. And we'll discard the trap card. Let me get level 9. What can I get out? Get a Crocodile, but it would be relatively weak. I can get out a Dragon Deck. Now, let's just end with Judy. Well, get out a little bit of everything. Alright, and this is attack game. Yes, of course. This is, I'll give you back the Lycrosis. I love playing this deck, it's so much fun. But that was the combo. You just kind of pair off anything and then discard your opponent's entire hand until it's nothing. Then end with a Calamities and Shenshin, because why not? But that's deck for a while. You have a great day. Peace out.